Are you willing to sacrifice your life?
The fuck was that, Ken?
Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1.
I've been loving every second. I'm not rooting for injuries openly, but
I just pretended that was Brian Deegan.
I'm so fucking pumped. I'll be like, yeah, bitch, fuck
I will do that.
I'm gonna find him on LinkedIn and be like, "Did you punch a kid in the face? Tell me the truth."
All right, Sean brought his A game tonight. All right, okay, I like it. I like where this is going. And I don't want to put this as like a thing. Like he wasn't a bad guy, as far as
Who
we
said
know.
he was a bad guy?
I don't know, but I feel like we're painting him in this light that he was like this bad guy, and I don't want to do that. To this day, I hope you hear this. Fuck you. But rules are rules, okay? Stupid rule, but it was a rule. If you were a Crip and you were cooling in the cut, what do the Bloods do? Are they booling in the butt? Yep. Also, we are extremely juvenile, and yeah, whatever. Fuck you. All right.
I've used it. I admit it.
You fucking smashed me in the ass, you dumb fuck.
Yeah. You dumb fuck. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
That man is still doing shit.
He still is. He's still using it. He's still saying it.
I still use it.
You know, he's still doing it. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Joey Fats Radio, row 1, seat 1, live right here on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. Thank you all for joining us on this absolutely beautiful Tuesday evening. Best one of the year so far, by far. I hope the weather continues to improve. I know it will, but it's just getting
windy as shit.
Dude, the wind has been fucking brutal. I played a golf tournament on Sunday.
Oh, I was like, hopefully not today.
And it would have been better today because it was at least warm.
Yeah.
Sunday was like just as windy, but also cold.
Sunday was my son's opening day. I was out. People must have thought I had some serious illness. I was out there in a t-shirt and shorts, sweating.
Oh, dude, so I don't own really much like cold weather golf gear because I don't golf when it's fucking cold. I'm not an asshole like that. You know what I mean? I'm like, no, the weather's going to be nice for me to golf. And but this happened to be, this was a tournament. We had prepaid, like we were already like, you know, ready. We had to go no matter what. And I get out there and I had, you know, it wasn't bad at the house when I left, you know, around like 10:30, 11 o'clock, whatever time it was that we got on the road.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, this won't be too bad. I'm like, I'll be fine. Like I had like my little like, you know, short sleeve pullover and a shirt and I wore shorts. And I'm like, I'll be fine. Sun's supposed to come out, and it'll be all right. I'll be at least warm enough, you know.
Right.
You know, I'm not going to die. Well, the sun never came out. The wind only got worse. And by with 4 or 5 holes to go, I'm like shivering, like in the tee box waiting. And I'm like, I am going to fucking die. Like, thank God we were not relying on my shitty-ass drives to win this thing because if we had, we would have been in big, big fucking trouble. But luckily I played with 3 guys that can hit out of the tee box much better than I can. And I just picked up the slack elsewhere, you know. Once I warmed up a little bit, I got good, and it was fine. We didn't win. We came close, but we didn't win. But it was fun. It's always fun. But
I mean, having fun's the biggest thing, especially if you're not great in golf.
I'm not great at golf, but I'm adequate at golf.
I am not even adequate in golf. I would be just below dog shit.
I typically shoot like mid to upper 80s.
When people ask,
which I guess is pretty, in the grand scheme of things, is pretty good.
When people ask if I play golf, because my job and what I do, and someone's like, "Oh, do you want to go, you know, play around to golf?" And I'm just like, "No."
Yeah,
and
not at all.
And they're like, "Really? You don't play at all?" And I'm like, "No." I'm like, I don't know. I said, I think saying no is offensive to people who might partake in it every once in a while.
Well, because your business, like, it's kind of like it's almost like every like real estate mortgage company guy, like they all have to be proficient at golf because that's where deals get done, right? Like on the golf course.
Yeah, and I feel like if I go out there, I would spend most of my time in the woods.
You know, sometimes you have days like that. Luckily, those days are a little bit farther and further between for me now, but I'm still not good enough where I can't, like, I am not guaranteed to hit a fairway. If I could get my driver straightened out, the rest of my game is pretty tight. It's just my driver. I've never hit a driver before. I'm still learning it. I only got one like 3 years ago. I'm still learning how to hit it. But anyway.
If you want someone to come on the course with you and just cuss out the clubs, the ball, their ability to swing a golf club, I'll go.
Oh,
You won't
please,
get anything else.
please believe I don't need anybody to cuss anything out other than myself. I am my own worst enemy on the golf course.
I'll give myself.
If
the
you
max
want
on
if
every
you want to
hole.
hear like self-deprecation is not even the word. It's like it's self-abuse. Like it is. I mean, it is like almost borderline. Like you should call DSS because it's so I'm abusing myself so bad. It's that rough. But 774-992-8702 is the phone number. If you want to give us a call, we are going to get into all things Celtics tonight. Jason Tatum sitting himself out of Game 7.
I'm gonna play devil's advocate because I am not going to defend Jason, but I will defend Jason on this stance.
Listen, we'll get into it in a second. But we'll get into that. We'll get into the Cup race at Texas. We'll get into F1 Miami a little bit. We'll get into my Lakers taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder as we speak. The second round is kicked off. I believe we've got a pretty close game here between the Cavs and the Pistons. Actually, no, we'll put that on. I'll leave that on over here on the side, just in the meantime.
What's the score, Cavs?
Let's see. Pistons are up 7 with 38 seconds to go. So this should be.
Oh, it's over.
This should be over. Yeah.
Unless Joker was on the team, there's no way that one's coming back from this. Yo, I'm traveling. What the fuck was that? That was like 6 steps.
All right.
Yeah, I can't stand watching basketball like half the time, especially end of the games. The guys everyone travels, and the ref was like, whatever.
Yeah, the refs are like just mailing it in. They're like, just get us out of here. Like, we're good. Never mind. All right, so we'll leave the Lakers game on. So let's see, what is it, 10-point game again? 9-point game in Oklahoma. My quick prediction for this series between the Thunder and the Lakers, I'll just say this. I do not have high hopes for my Lakers in this one. They have a puncher's chance, I guess, but with no Luka, I really don't see how they beat Oklahoma City in 7, let alone. Or I don't even honestly think. I think
you guys
this is
dog walked Ime in the Rockets.
not really. That came back to Game 6 after being up 3-0.
Yo, I knew it came back to Game 6, but people thought that was going to be a much better series than it was.
But no one anticipated KD getting hurt like you did either.
KD getting hurt is like the weather turning cold in fucking October. Like, it's like bound to happen.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't know. I just think it was. Listen, I don't have high hopes for the Lakers in this series. I think if they can, I think it's going to be a gentleman's sweep at best. Honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if Oklahoma just won 4 straight. The Lakers haven't kept it within, I think, 30 against Oklahoma City once this year. And they've played them 4 times. I think all 4 times they've gotten blown out by 30 or more. So Luka's, I think, scheduled to come back by Game 4. But if it's 3-0, like, what's the point? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see what happens. If they can steal one of these first 2 in Oklahoma, then I think that could, maybe potentially stem the tide of this series and make it a little bit interesting. But Oklahoma's the better team, even though I fucking hate SGA. I hate the Thunder. I've always hated the Thunder. They just suck. They piss me off. Whatever. But I think the Lakers probably go down in 4, maybe 5 if they, like I said, happen to steal one here and Luka comes. But even if Luka comes back, with Luka back, they have a puncher's chance. But we don't know what kind of shape Luka's going to be in when he does get back. He's been out for 2 months now.
Yeah, I mean,
so
you can't
it's kind of tough.
You can't expect anything from him.
No, I think this is going to be a lot like when they played the Nuggets the last couple of years, where it's like, the games might be close at the end, but the Nuggets just found a way to win.
So who's the favorite in the NBA right now? Like
OKC.
It's still with OKC with SGA and shit like that. Like, are still the favorites to return and win again. Man, that sucks ass. It's
bad for the league. It's bad for everything. It's bad for basketball, really, because SGA's brand of basketball is just god awful. I mean, he's already flopping like a fish in Game 1. It's
I know we don't like it. I know a lot of people in this area don't like it. But, like, nationally, is he accepted nationally? It doesn't feel like it is. Like,
no, I don't think he is. I don't think he's got a very, outside of, the kids who don't really know any better.
I don't think the kids really like him either.
Little kids. I'm talking younger kids. Kids will bandwagon him because, he won the championship. He's the best player in the league, blah, 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 MVP, this, that, the other thing. And kids will bandwagon him not knowing. You know what I mean? Like the kids that haven't found their footing yet, they don't have a established. They're like, oh, yeah, I'm a Celtics fan, but I love SGA. Because the Celtics aren't in it, so I'll root for him. But I don't know. I can't stand SGA. I can't stand his style of ball. I don't like him. I don't like anything about him. I really don't. And what I don't like about SGA, it's so funny because the contrast that I have from SGA and Tatum, like the things I hate about SGA are what he is on the court.
Yes.
I hate his game, the way he flops and tries to draw contact and is just tries to sell everything like he's a used car salesman, and it gets so fucking annoying to watch.
Yeah.
Whereas on the flip side, everything I hate about Tatum is off the court. It's his attitude, his look, the way he looks, his tattoos, the way he dresses, his haircut, the fact that he's a straight bitch. Mentally he's just weak and soft. And I don't know that SGA is those things yet. I don't think we've really seen too much of it yet. But
he's young, though. He's only like 25.
Yeah, he's super young. But let's get into the Celtics, Sean, because I've got some thoughts on this. And I'm sure you already know what they're going to be. Well, I've made them very clear.
I concur with what you're about to say. So I'm going to play full devil's advocate for Tatum.
By all means.
Okay.
Jason Tatum is the most overrated, bitchiest, and I use the term superstar loosely because I don't think he's a superstar. So I'll just say star player I can possibly remember seeing in any sport. And I don't think it's well documented. If you listen to this show on the regular, you have heard me many, many, many a times say Tatum is soft. He's a front runner. He's corny. Like, this dude is one of the most skilled players in the NBA. He has no problem putting a ball in a hoop. Like, that has never been an issue for him.
Correct.
But when the going gets tough, Tatum folds like a cheap suit. And what we saw in Game 7 might be the biggest bitch move I've ever seen any player in any sport make.
I do believe there was, while some of the decision does lie on Tatum's shoulders, I don't think the medical staff and some of the Celtics front office wanted him to play that game.
I'm going to call bullshit.
There was a growing concern that the calf and where he was complaining about the calf injury and tightness.
It wasn't his calf, it was his knee. He said his knee was sore.
Well, they said knee stiffness, but they said during the Game 6 where he got hurt, he was rubbing his lower calf.
Of course he was.
And then during Game 7, when they would show him, he's like taking his thumb and like massaging it in the back of his calf.
Of course he was.
So did they want to say that? Here's the devil's advocate part. They want to hide that. Did he come back too early and kind of re-aggravate the Achilles injury? Or did he overwork it by coming back too early? Because technically, most people said he shouldn't have come back at all this season. He should have taken the season off, been done with it, come back next year. But he pushed himself, came back in March, and then they said he pushed it a little bit too hard going down the stretch there, trying to get the Celtics in a better position with Jalen. And then the medical staff and ownership were just kind of like, why don't you sit this Game 7 out? Because we're playing like shit anyway. Let's be honest here. So if we don't win.
So here's what really happened. Tatum and Gabe, they blew Game 6.
Yep.
After being up 3-1, they blow Game 6 to force a Game 7 back in the Garden. Of course, Tatum gets hurt in that game and starts rubbing his calf because he's building in the excuse. He's already building in the excuses because this is what he does. Because they were up 3-1. When they were up 3-1, everybody was happy. Everything was great. This is going to be over. The fact that the Celtics lost this series is, we'll get into that in a minute from the team aspect, but shame on them. They should have won this series in 5 games, and it shouldn't have even been close. They lose it in 7. Tatum, 100%, in my eyes, started hamming up the injury in Game 6 because he knew he was going to pull himself out of Game 7 because Tatum does not have that dog in him. He does not have that killer instinct. He does not have that Mamba mentality that he claims that or likes to tell everybody that he does. He does not have it. He is not a gamer. And he sat himself out of Game 7 with the injury excuse. a very conveniently built-in excuse. Oh, I rushed back. I don't give a fuck what kind of stiffness or soreness or injury Kobe Bryant might have had. There was no way in hell he was sitting out Game 7 of that series. I watched Isaiah Thomas run around on a broken ankle, a legitimately broken ankle, and light the Lakers up in the finals. I've watched Tim Kremreier play in a Super Bowl with a broken leg. You know, we've seen hockey players literally skating around on one leg, not coming out, broken legs not coming out of the game. And you mean to tell me in Game 7 of a series that you happen to be leading 3-1, all of a sudden it gets to Game 7 and, oh, my knee is sore. Fucking bullshit. That is bullshit. That is a lie. That is 100% Jason Tatum bitching the fuck out. Because like I've always said, he is a front runner. When things are going good, he's great. He drops 51 in Game 6, and he's throwing up the 5 and the 1, and I'm the fucking man. And then what does he do in Game 7? Oh, right, he blows it, and they lose.
He was playing pretty well. I had to go back and just double check. He was playing pretty well in Game 6 of the
sure he was
of that playoff series.
Yeah, but guess what? They lost.
They did lose.
And guess what? And guess what? And all of a sudden he looked around and he went, oh shit, pressure's gonna be on me now to win game. Like now we got to win a Game 7. Pressure's on. Nah, I'm good.
I will say Jalen has that. He has the dog in him. Jalen does.
If you could take Jaylen Brown's mentality and put it in Tatum's body with his skill set, you'd have the best player in the league.
You'd have one of the best players in the league.
You'd one of the at least
you'd have
one of
the best. But if Jalen
who would be better?
If Jalen could
like
stop,
I said, because Tatum on the court, he's smooth, he's good. His game is tight. Like he plays good basketball.
Yep.
He just doesn't have the mentality of he's not a killer.
No,
he's weak. He's soft. You can get in his head like that.
You can get in his head and you can stay there, and he'll remember it for seasons. Like he'll remember it for years later. Hey, remember this date 3 years ago? You said this about me. I remember that today.
I mean, he should be.
On, dude.
He should be beyond embarrassed for for how this season ended. Anybody who's a Celtics fan, and I know you're playing devil's advocate. But anybody who is legitimately defending this guy needs to get their head examined. Because there is no way in hell that you can look back at some of the great Game 7 performances that we've seen. Jordan with the flu. You know, like I said, Isaiah Thomas, Kobe Bryant, there's no way in hell those guys are coming out of the game.
What if? What if, though? What if he's not bullshitting?
Then great, you go out and you blow your fucking Achilles again. I don't care.
If you blow out the same Achilles, you're talking about career-ending injury.
My brother, you have a chance to win a championship. You're the best team in the East. You're the best player, allegedly, on the best team in the East. You have a chance to win a championship. You take that chance.
I
don't believe for 1 second that he was close to re-injuring or re-aggravating that Achilles injury. I don't believe it. And Sean, there's a history with this guy.
Unfortunately, there's a history.
There's a history of him being soft and being a front runner and bitching out in big situations. He shows up small when it matters most. You know, they won the championship 2 years ago, and everybody called me a hater and told me I was this, oh fuck you, you're just being a troll. You know, you want to be fucking Felger, whatever the fuck that means. They told me I was a hater. They told me I was all these things because I kept pointing out the fact that every time the Celtics played somebody, their best players kept getting hurt in the playoffs. They had the easiest.
Well, not
path.
Jalen. Jalen pretty much stood the whole time.
No, I'm saying in 24,
yes.
the Celtics had the easiest path to the finals that we've ever seen.
Everybody else got hurt. Okay.
Everyone else got hurt. Everyone kept getting hurt.
I thought you meant on their team.
No. Nobody got hurt on the Celtics that year. That was the bet. That was why they were able to go and win it all. And then they get to the finals and they get, basically a two-man show in Luka and Kyrie, who were completely just fatigued, like just gone.
Not even fatigued.
Empty. The tank was empty when they got there.
That was a bad duo. I don't care what anybody says. That duo.
And that
sucked.
Dallas team was not good.
No,
they had They had no business being there. They caught lightning in a bottle.
It was Luka and friends.
Yes.
That's what it was.
Right. Luka went off.
Luka had his beer taken from him by the GM for no reason. And he was like, what the fuck? And he was like, you've been drinking too much.
Yeah.
And he was already getting calls from the Lakers. He's like, hey, you see your boy? Fat
alcoholic.
I'll never get over that. Like, he convinced him he was a fat alcoholic.
It's true. So people kept telling me I was just a hater and that I was oh, you're just mad because the Lakers suck. No, what I'm telling you is the truth. I understand you can only play the people that are in front of you, right? We went over this with the Patriots all year, and everybody kept telling me I was a fucking hater for the Patriots. I'm like, what are you talking about, a hater? I picked them to win 11 games this year, while y'all were picking them to be seven wins or less.
Mm-hmm.
So don't fucking tell me I'm a hater. I know more about your team than you do. That's why you listen to my show and you listen to me talk. Because when I'm talking, it's free, okay? Take the advice. Listen.
I would say on the Celtics, though, especially right now, I don't think even the front office believed that this team was a championship contending team, even if they got by the 76ers. I think they've seen enough of what they needed to see.
I don't see how they weren't. There was the East was theirs. I mean, they weren't going to beat OKC.
Did you see what they charted off with Game 7, the starting lineup? It was a dreadful starting lineup to start the game. It was like who
right, but that doesn't change the fact that this was the best, deepest team in the East.
Right.
They had the most. They had good top end talent in Tatum and Brown, which you weren't even sure you were going to get Tatum back. That was a gift, but you got him back, and he's fine for 2 months, and then all of a sudden they get to Game 7 after blowing a 3-1 lead, and suddenly he's got knee stiffness. Oh, my knees. Yeah, it's just a little stiff, bro. Could you fucking imagine Kobe Bryant sitting out Game 7 because he's like, I'm not really feeling 100% today, guys. Sorry. You're going to have to do it on your own. Could you imagine Jordan sitting that out? Larry Bird, Magic, guys. I mean, we have seen example after example after example of guys put their lives on the line in some cases to win. I go watch Bob Gibson trot up to the fucking plate. Against Dennis Eckersley.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that guy could barely fucking walk. And he goes up and he pulls off one of the most heroic things that, one of the most heroic at-bats that you've ever seen in your entire life. Off a dominant closer. Kurt Schilling goes out there, with a fucking ankle that's held together with Band-Aids and duct tape and goes and pitches a gem in Game 6 of the ALCS. Not even the World Series, the ALCS.
Yeah, because he had that was, 2004?
4. That was the bloody sock
2004.
game. That was the infamous bloody sock.
And he had a procedure that still had, I still think some of that was ketchup and not real blood. But there was some.
There was no reason to put ketchup there. Everybody says that. I'm like, why? Why would they do that?
It's Schilling.
But why would they do that? I don't think it needed to be. He had an open. They had to cut his leg open, go in there, suture down the bone, and then put the tendon in place and then stitch him back up. Obviously, the stitches are going to bleed after when you had the surgery 24 hours earlier.
I know, but Schilling was that kind of
No, I don't buy that at all. I mean, everybody on the Red Sox has said that they're like, that's stupid.
Nah.
That's you know what that is? That's Schilling hater talk. That's people who hate Kurt Schilling because they loved him when he was a Red Sox, but now they hate him because he likes to collect World War II memorabilia.
No, I don't fucking give a shit about that.
But everybody likes to hate him now.
I don't care about the monster game shit, him bankrupting Rhode Island. That made me fucking laugh.
Yeah, who gives a shit?
The thing that bothered me was
shame on them.
It was that Schilling was always like, no, I'm right about this. And I forgot it was him and Randy Johnson in an interview, and Randy Johnson was like this guy loves to talk. And it was
Schilling was
Diamondbacks.
Schilling was a blowhard through and through.
That's what I mean. That's why I'm like, I wouldn't put it past him to put fake blood.
Because then once that comes out, not that he had a legacy up until the whole Rhode Island game thing and then the Nazi memorabilia. But his legacy,
the Nazi memorabilia,
destroyed.
I think, is totally overblown because he collected all World War II memorabilia, which included Germany type stuff, which had Nazi insignias on it.
Well, it'd be like collecting Super Bowl memorabilia, but only collecting memorabilia from the teams that won.
Only collecting memorabilia from the Patriots tainted Super Bowls. It's like,
yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. But my point is that there are tons of examples of guys risking their careers potentially to play through injury to attempt to win a championship in the moment. Because everybody knows who's plays sports, or even if you're a fan who follows sports, even remotely closely, you know how hard it is to win a championship. Because if it was that easy, everybody would do it every year. It's not easy. Those moments are fleeting. Ask the Buffalo Bills. How many times you had to be there. You cannot let those opportunities slip away.
Right.
Because you don't know when you're going to get the next one. You know, we might not see the Patriots in a Super Bowl for 20 years. I'm not saying that
100%.
I'm not saying that that's likely or that they won't, but you know what I mean. But like there is a chance that we don't see the Patriots in a Super Bowl until 2046.
Yeah.
And Drake May is come and gone, and Vrabel is come and gone, and you know the Crafts don't even own the team anymore, and they're in Connecticut now. Whatever, we don't know. My point is that you missed an opportunity to win a Super Bowl back in February.
Mm-hmm.
That opportunity, you have to take full advantage of every opportunity. It's why the Buffalo Bills have this, this saga, this sadness to them. Or the Red Sox had that black cloud that hung over them for 86 years. Or the Chicago Cubs for 100-plus years. Like, you need to take advantage of these things, which is why these players go out and sacrifice everything for the now. Because you don't know that next year is guaranteed. He could go out game 1 of next year, rupture that same Achilles, and his career's over anyway. So, okay, what was the point? You know what I mean? Should have gave it a shot back in April or May when you had the chance, but you chose not to. And anybody who's defending Jason Tatum today, or this week, or whatever, again, needs to get your head checked. This guy is not it. You won in 24, and that validated. Everybody loved to feel like that validated, Tatum's, the pick and everything else. Nope, that's it. We won the championship with him. And that's why I always said, nah, it's a little bit fluky because everybody got hurt along the way. Yes, they won, but the chances of you getting back with Tatum and Brown are slim to none. And you just had a 3-1 lead on a shit-ass Philadelphia team, and you couldn't stop fucking Maxey and Embiid? I'm sorry, what are we doing here? Right. What are we talking about? This Celtics team is not built to win in the NBA. They're gonna do great. I'm sorry, they're not built to win in the NBA playoffs. They're gonna do great in the regular season, and they might get to the second round, maybe even the conference finals. But this is not a championship caliber roster. Not when it's led by Jason Tatum. If Jason Tatum is the number 1 on your team, you are going to come up short more often than not. And by short, I mean you're not even going to come up.
I do think the one thing I do love about Brad Stevens is that he doesn't have any emotions towards making massive decisions, and he'll just gut somebody. I do think one of Tatum or Brown are gone this offseason. Honestly.
They have to be.
I think one
Sean,
of them
it's not going to work.
I think one of them is gone. Do you sell high on Brown's best year of his career right now, or do you sell somewhat low on a still kind of coming back from injury Tatum?
See, this is why I said 2 years ago they should have traded Tatum. They should have traded Tatum, or right after the championship, they should have traded him.
Tomato, tomato.
You were never going to get higher value for him than you would have right then and there. And you had to have known. Anybody looking at that 24 title objectively had to have known that you caught everybody on the downturn.
Yeah.
With the exception of the Mavericks, who shouldn't have even been there in the first place.
Right. It should have been the Nuggets or something.
If you're looking at it, right, if they play the Nuggets, the Spurs, not the Spurs, the Nuggets, I forget who else was in it. Was it 2 years ago?
Oklahoma was in it 2 years ago.
Oklahoma, the Lakers. Any of those teams, you probably don't win that championship. Now, a couple of years earlier when they played Golden State,
Luka did go off that playoff series,
different story. I think that they were perfectly capable of beating Golden State, and they blew it. But you can't stop Steph. He's like just kind of, at that point, Steph was Steph, and he was just going to shoot the lights out. But they were up 2-1 in that series and blew it.
Yep.
And what did Jason Tatum do? Every game they lost, he got worse and worse and worse and worse. He folds. He is not. For a guy who emulated Kobe and built his game around Kobe and all this shit about Kobe, I mean, we know, texting Kobe's dead phone, and then posting it to Instagram.
In private.
Dude, you do not have that mentality. Like, take Kobe's name out your mouth because you just benched yourself in a Game 7 of a playoff series. I'm sorry, but that, to me, as a fan, is unacceptable.
It's aggravating,
and it's you can't come back from that.
No,
Sean, that'd be like Tom Brady getting to the AFC Championship and being like, I don't know. I know I'm sick. I'm sick. Imagine if Brady had benched himself against the Steelers in 04.
Right. Imagine, yes,
because he didn't feel good.
I don't think I can go. Drew's going to have to play this entire game.
Yep. Well, 04 would have been, who's the backup in 04?
No, 04 was
Drew was gone by that point.
Damon Heward was Damon
Damon
Heward already
Heward?
there?
Damon Heward? It doesn't matter. But you know the point. It
Could have been Damon.
It could have been Michael Bishop for all we know. Who knows?
It's not Michael Bishop.
I know,
He's
but I'm
long
just
gone.
saying. Could you imagine Brady sitting himself down in that game? Absolutely not. The amount, and here's the other point that I want to make, Sean. I don't ever want to hear any of these Boston fans. If you're going to defend Jason Tatum, I don't ever want to hear you fucking talk about LT sitting down in the AFC Championship game with a torn ACL or sprained MCL.
I don't think
ever again.
I don't think the fans that would talk about JT know who Lawrence Taylor.
Oh no, because a lot of them are our age, Sean, and a lot of them were watching that happen live, and they ripped LT for that for years. For years, they ripped LT for that.
I did.
And
I said
meanwhile,
it
his
too.
quarterback's playing on a torn ACL.
Yep.
But different position. And not for nothing, but Michael Turner had played pretty well in those playoffs up to that point.
Michael Turner.
You know, so it wasn't really. So it's not.
But
But the point is that
it gets worse for the Celtics.
But Boston fans crucified LaDainian Tomlinson for that, and now you're going to turn around and defend Jason Tatum?
Mm-hmm.
You cannot. That is the most
can't have it both
hypocritical
ways.
bullshit I've ever heard in
Correct.
my life.
You can't have it both
so
ways.
I don't want to fucking hear it from any of you Boston fans that think that Tatum, he was hurt, he couldn't go. I don't give a fuck. Unless he's got 2 broken legs and he's in a wheelchair and there's full casts on him, he should be playing in that fucking game.
I think everyone knows how I truly feel about this, but to preserve him for the long runs, for the better. But after the game, I will say it looks bad on both your superstar players, and what they did after the game is inconceivable as well. Jason Tatum, immediately after losing the game at home, dapping it up, laughing, high-fiving the 76ers players. Very bad look.
Mm-hmm.
That, I don't care what
Again,
game,
bitch move.
what team,
Bitch move.
what sport you're playing, I never fucking enjoy that. You're at home, too. Read the room. The place is dead silent, pissed. They just got done chanting like 3 minutes earlier when they had a chance to win the game still at the end of the game in the fourth quarter. If Peyton Pritchard had hit the fucking 3, but that's besides the point, they just got done chanting, fuck Embiid, like as loud as they could, because Embiid looked like he had an appendectomy, lying across like multiple chairs going like, ah! That, I legit laughed out loud.
Embiid's another big-time flopper and
I'm not complaining about Embiid.
crybaby, too.
I'm not complaining about Embiid. Embiid, at this point in his life, I'm going to go devil's advocate again. I'm pro Embiid doing whatever the hell he
Embiid's
wants.
only played 65-plus games twice in his career.
Yeah, that was a huge stat. Like,
Yeah.
Brady had played in more championships than Embiid had played in games or some shit like that. Or something like that.
It's so insane.
So, Embiid has played in Philadelphia so long, I think he just doesn't care about the game of basketball anymore.
No.
So he's just like, I'm going to cheat. Like, whatever. I don't fucking care. You guys hate me? Good. Like, I'm going to try to cheat the win.
I'm
whatever.
glad they got blown out by the Knicks last night. I'm rooting for the Knicks at this point now
Yeah.
because I think they're the only team that can save us from Oklahoma repeating.
I think Brunson is a legit superstar in the league.
Big facts.
And I mean, he's a hard-nosed, doesn't take shit, drives to the rim, gets beat up, takes getting beaten
Another
up.
guy who emulated Kobe.
Yeah, and then but he
plays-
wasn't even
but
early
plays in-
2000, late 99 player.
Yes, but he plays like Kobe played. He has toughness. He has grit. He has no quit in him. Tatum, as soon as shit stops going Tatum's way, he starts just chucking up threes, throwing up his hands, crying for fouls. Like we see it all the time. We saw it in Game 7 against the Heat a couple of years ago. You know, when the Celtics came back and forced Game 7, and then Tatum, and they just come up with a dud. Like I don't understand the defense of this guy. I just don't get it. And to your point, the look of him high-fiving people and yucking it up with the other team after the fact and all this other shit, that is such a fucking bad look, dude. I liked it better when, you know, the entire Detroit Pistons team walked off the court and refused to shake the Bulls' hands.
Love it.
Love that shit.
Love it.
That was a real rivalry. That was real blood and
when
guts.
people complain that's not sportsmanship,
I don't.
You know what?
Fuck your sportsmanship.
You know what?
Show me a good loser. I'll show you a fucking loser.
you know what? Have that discussion. Have the sports talk shows for a week talk about that's not what you want to teach the youth. Because you know what will happen a month
The youths.
after the Utes. I'm sorry, Your Honor, the two Utes.
The two U's.
Fuck you. It sidetracked me so bad. Have it like a month later where the players come out and be like, yeah, we shouldn't have done that. We were pissed off because we should have won. We should have been there.
Yeah, we felt like we were the better team.
We needed to
We
cool
didn't
off.
play it, and we just didn't want to. Hey, and you know what you say? Nah, man, it's their moment. Let them celebrate it. We're gonna go deal with the loss the way we deal with the loss. We're gonna let them celebrate it on their own, and we're not trying to take away from them. But fuck them. I don't really want to talk to any of them right now.
But Jalen Brunson, I was trying to put my finger on who he reminds me of. He reminds me of like a mix. If you like combined Allen Iverson and like Derek Fisher.
A little bit,
like,
yeah.
You know
kinda,
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you morph those two into like some kind of like generator, you get Jalen Brunson, and that's how he plays. And I was trying to like determine like who it was because he's not like crazy offensive production like Allen Iverson, but he's like defensively as good as like a Derek Fisher, and he was like aggressive like that and very like in your face. So I don't know. I think he's like very, very, very good. So like me to root for the Knicks is like embarrassing now. I'm like rooting for the Knicks to win.
So
But
my
the
dad
Knicks,
is rooting for the Knicks.
the Knicks is like a storied franchise. It's like, come on, you need them to win something. It's been so long. They've been losers for what was the last time the Knicks won? Was it the 80s?
70s, I think.
70s?
Yeah, I don't think they've
I
won.
wasn't even born.
I don't think they have won anything since the. They might not have. I don't even think they've won post merger. Have they?
Holy Christ.
Hang on,
That's
I'll tell you right
embarrassing
now.
for both of us to never see a Knicks win anything, considering they're such a storied franchise.
You got to go back to
73? Holy shit.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Oh my God. I don't even know who the fuck Willis Reed is.
You don't know Willis Reed? I know Willis Reed. I know the name. I don't. I mean, I would be lying if I said I'd ever.
I dead ass. I don't know Willis
I
Reed
know
at all.
who he is, but I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh yeah, I know all about Willis Reed and his stats. And no, I don't know him like that.
I know Walt Frazier. I know Earl Monroe.
Yeah.
I don't know Willis Reed.
Knicks franchise index. Let's see.
Damn. Holy shit.
Championships 2. Only 2 championships in Knicks history. That's kind of crazy. Yeah, 1970 and 1973. That was the last time they won one. So there you go. There's that would be nice to see if the Knicks could actually pull it off. I would not be upset about that, to be quite frank. I would be okay with the Knicks winning it. Honestly, at this point, now that the Celtics are out of it, I'm kind of okay with anybody except OKC. I think Oklahoma's the only team I really wouldn't want to see win it. You know, I mean, maybe the Spurs. I would not want to see like Oklahoma and San Antonio in the Western Conference Finals will be brutal for me. But at least Popovich isn't there, so I can at least stomach the Spurs a little bit more.
Popovich isn't there at all. I thought I saw him in the box a lot this year.
Well, he's around, but he's not coaching. He's
Okay.
not like the guy anymore.
No, I know he's not coaching. Doesn't he have cancer?
Yeah, he's dying, I think. I mean,
Jesus
yeah, I don't
Christ.
think he's doing very well. I'm not gonna say I don't wish death on the guy, but I mean, I can't fucking stand him. I can't.
No, he was one of those. Him and
He's
fucking,
just a fucking he's a pompous fucking ass who
Him
sits
and
in an
Kerr.
ivory tower and like to fucking preach about shit that they have no business preaching about
yeah,
from
him
their
and him and
you know,
Kerr.
from their multi-million-dollar houses and shit.
Stop telling me about politics when I'm watching sports.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm like, this isn't a black
We-
and white thing.
We talked about it with the draft the other day.
Shut
like
the fuck
the
up.
browbeating is just it's gotta stop, dude. It's too much. But
P.S. Well, really quick. For whatever reason, Ric Flair, that Ric Flair is going off
I
online.
didn't know there was any other Ric Flair.
I don't know. Maybe it could be. Is going off about Luka should just take it like a man, shoot up your knees with cortisone, and get in the game. You're getting paid $50 million. Why? What's happening right now? Like, is Luka that close to coming back? I didn't think he was even that close.
Luka should be. They said Luka could be due back for Game 4 of this series.
What the fuck? Ric Flair's going off about it right now. Like,
No, because the thing with Luka is like even if Luka comes back right now,
yeah.
I still don't think LA's beating Oklahoma in 7.
Yeah.
Listen, the Lakers, the way that they're currently constructed, the way they play, they turn the ball over too much. They can't generate enough offense, and they don't play consistently good enough on defense to beat Oklahoma in 7.
I luckily caught a Lakers game.
If I'm being dead ass honest about it.
I luckily caught a Lakers game last week. I might have been on vacation, whatever it was. And sure enough, my boy Marcus Smart pulling the same shit
Yeah.
with the Lakers that he does with the Celtics. Just taking the ball and he's like, yeet, and just wide
But you know what, though?
left.
Marcus Smart's one of the biggest reasons why they beat KD and the Rockets.
But when you get him to an important game in the playoffs, he's a fucking psychopath.
That's okay. Every team needs a good psychopath.
Not in a
Every
good
team
way.
needs every team needs one because you got to have one, Sean. You can't just go through life in terms of like,
My boy right there.
in the NBA playoffs and just not.
I felt like I was the only happy person when he got traded.
Who's smart?
Yeah. I was like, hooray,
Listen, I
he's
like him.
gone.
I like what he's done for the Lakers. I really do. I think he's helped the team. You know what I mean? Obviously, he was an instrumental part of them getting to this round. And the fact that the Lakers, without Luka and Reeves, for the most part, got further than the Celtics did, should tell you everything you need to know about the way the Celtics are currently constructed. If the Celtics think that they're going to run it back next year with the same roster, they are sadly mistaken.
No, I think we probably dump White. And shockingly enough, Derek White, his shot fell off this whole season.
I would take Derek White in L.A. in a heartbeat.
Not the Derek White we had this year.
Nope, I would take him because you know why? Because if the Lakers, and you know what, it might actually work out in a way if they do cut him or get rid of him. Because I think the Lakers, if they're going to go after Giannis, it's going to take Reeves, Connect, and picks. That's like the preliminary rumored package to get Giannis.
Jesus, and you have LeBron, Luka, Giannis, and Derek White. Derek White as like a non.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, that'd be fucking phenomenal.
And then you still got Rui, Ayton. You know what I mean?
Smart.
Smart would be great to maintain, to keep around, dude. Like he's a championship caliber player.
I'm here.
He's a championship caliber player, and he knows what it takes to win in this league. That means something.
He hasn't won though. He's never won it.
No, he hasn't. But he's been
there
deep
many times.
Been deep many a time. So. 774-992-8702 is the phone number if you want to give us a call. Lakers cutting in this lead. There's your boy. Cutting in the lead a little bit, man. Listen, again, I don't think the Lakers can sustain this. I mean, unless, even if LeBron turns back the hands of time, again, which he has done this whole playoffs, and we talked about it a couple of weeks ago, the argument for LeBron not being the GOAT is getting harder and harder to make every single time he takes a team that shouldn't be in the second round of the playoffs to the second round or beyond. But even if he does turn back the hands of time, I still don't know that the Lakers have enough, to get by this team.
Right.
In Oklahoma. They're too deep, they're too good, they're too skilled. And like I said, the Lakers just do too many things that are not conducive to beating a team like this. Like I said, they turn the ball over too much. They can't generate enough offense consistently, and they don't play lockdown defense that you need. They did it against Houston, but that was against a KD-less Houston Rockets. What are you giggling at?
Like watching SGA play the Lakers must be what the cops felt when they pulled over Tiger Woods in his DUI. And his DUI pulled a traffic stop.
It's like, oh man, Rui, that's good. Bang, swish, nice. Timeout OKC. All right, well, hey, listen, it's not going great. They're still up 7, but the Lakers are going to have.
That's not terrible.
The Lakers have a puncher's chance, right? Especially if they get Luka back, they got a puncher's chance.
I don't.
But
this is game 1, right?
Yeah, but they got to steal one of these first two if they're going to get Luka back in enough time to right this ship.
Yeah.
So, and again, I don't think Oklahoma's going to let that happen. I think they want to go in. I think they want to make sure they get to game 3 up 2-0, take game 3. Crush the Lakers' spirit and be like, yeah, great, you're getting Luka back for game 4. We don't care. We got a 3-0 lead on you. Which would be fantastic if they blew it. And boy, would that be a rough day for the LeBron haters. Could you imagine LeBron bringing the Lakers back from down 3-0 against OKC and then they go on to win a title?
Like how many?
I mean, the GOAT argument would be over at that point. I mean, it kind of almost already is, in my opinion. Just from him getting the Lakers to the second round, I think the GOAT argument should be pretty much wrapped up and solidified. And I know people will make caveats and they'll say, well, LeBron's a bitch and he team hops and this and that, and blah, 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 blah. My guy, go look at the numbers, dude. I mean.
He's only played on 4 teams? 3.
3. Cleveland, Miami, L.A.
That's it. It's not that many teams in basketball. Some guys have played like 8 teams. So
I mean.
Done. He's not Josh Johnson in the NFL.
He's not. He's not Robert Horry. Won 7 rings with 3 different teams.
Big shot Robert Ory.
Big shot Bob, baby.
Big shot Bob. That's what it was.
Big shot Bob. I mean, he made some big shots. But 774-992-8702. Give us a call if you want to get your thoughts in on the Celtics. Jason Tatum. We're talking all things kind of basketball tonight as the playoffs are rolling along. We're kind of live watching the Lakers and the Thunder right now. Going through all that. Anything, let's see, what else did we have on the NBA? Because I know there was more we wanted to get into. So we got into a little bit of the team-building aspect for the Celtics, and you kind of touched on it. I think, I think Derek White is, I don't even know if he's going to be the piece. I think one of the two Bs has to go. For two reasons. One,
well, then you know the pieces that who's going then.
Well, I think the problem is that either one, and like you said, do you sell somewhat low on Tatum because he's coming back from an injury, or do you try to sell high on Brown, even though that might? So I think both of those things are kind of equal. I think selling low on Tatum, selling high on Brown, are going to net you about the same thing. I think they're both.
So I think selling high on Brown would be more valuable.
I don't think so because I think they look at Tatum's upside.
But if you look at Brown before Tatum came back, he was top 2 MVP.
But you can't build a team around Jaylen Brown, right?
He was the whole team this year,
right?
though.
Right, and look what happened to him. Yeah, not exactly a successful season. Yeah, they were number 1 in the East. That's great, cute, whatever. Who gives a shit? It's the East. You know what I mean? It's not like Giannis and the Bucks were good. It's not like, Jimmy Buckets was down in Miami and they were a good team. You know what I mean? Like, there was a lot. The East was weak this year.
East was dog
shit. The East, and not necessarily weak because it lacked talent, but there was a lot of guys that were banged up at key times, so on and so forth. Like, it just, the way it worked out, I'm not sitting here sold. Now, if I'm a GM, I'm looking at Jason Tatum. Now, I personally, I'm not building a team around Jason Tatum. I think that's pretty well documented just in this show alone. But if you want to go back 3-4 years, I mean, shit, me and Darkness sat here on this show a couple of years ago, and I said, what was it, his rookie or his second year? I said, I don't like this kid.
You said it his sophomore year.
It was his sophomore year. I'm like, he's soft. I don't like him. And you guys told me, his trajectory is like this, and if he continues on this trajectory, and I said, yeah, but what happens if his trajectory what if he just plateaus? What if this is as good as he's ever going to get? Because that's a real thing. And come to find out, everything I said about him 4 or 5 years ago is come to fruition.
Yes, but he did traject really well. His
trajectory was that of Michael Jordan times 10. He was on a trajectory to surpass every great in NBA history, but nobody looked at him the way I did for some reason, or at least didn't see what I saw in him. In the words of the great orator 50 Cent, behind the twinkle in your eye, I can see the bitch in you. And that is exactly how I felt about Jason Tatum. He was fool's gold from Jump Street. Now, I will say this. Jason Tatum as a number 2 option in this league, I think would be a devastating thing for everybody else.
Yeah, he'd be phenomenal.
Because if you could pair him with...
But you can't tell him he's number 2.
Well, but here's the thing. One, he's going to have to be willing to be accepting of the number 2 spot. If he's not, it doesn't work. But guys need to understand, and this happens a lot in the NBA, where guys will be like, I'm the man. I've been told every day since I was 5 years old, I'm the best. I'm the best player on every team I've ever played on to this point. Sometimes you get to the NBA and your role changes. You might not be Kobe or Jordan or LeBron or Larry or Magic. Sometimes you need to be James Worthy or Kevin McHale, and that's fine. But you have to be willing to die for the success of the team, and you have to be willing to take that. You have to want to win more than you care about your own personal accolades. And now, whether Tatum is open to that or not at this point in his career, I would say absolutely not. But maybe as this thing rolls along, he might start to see the writing on the wall and say, like, damn, all right, like, I do need help. LeBron needed help. Jordan needed Pippen. You know, Isaiah and Lambeer needed Dennis Rodman. You know,
Who's that team though? That's like one player away from getting like they're not gonna trade him in division to New York to the Knicks and give him Brunson. And
I
him.
mean, honestly, like if you really look around, I mean, I think San Antonio.
Who do they have with fucking Wemby out there though? They have somebody. already.
You've got well, it was God damn it.
I can't think of the dude's name. He's not like superstar factor, but
No.
Is that Reeves again?
Yeah, Reeves is down. That's not
Reeves,
good.
fuck my stomach. At least it was his stomach. Someone probably punched him in the stomach as he was going up.
Well, let's hope. Let's hope he just got clipped in the balls. Let's see what happened to Reeves here real quick.
I'll look up the San
He was
Antonio
asking to get up. I think he just got hit in the nuts. Yeah, he's good. He's getting up. He's good. San Antonio. Harrison Barnes is there. That's one of them.
Harrison Barnes is still
De'Aaron
playing.
Fox. Yep. Wemby, Luke Cornett. They got some players. Dylan Harper.
I feel like Harrison Barnes is 48 years old.
He is. I mean, I'm just looking at Mason Plumlee's there too. That's funny. Yeah, they've got some players out there. I mean, you know, they're not, like I said, they're not crazy. You know, but De'Aaron Fox is their number 2. That's their big one. That's their number 2. But I think if you added Tatum to that team, like, good God, man, that would be a fucking a win all around. I don't know who they would give up to get a Jason Tatum. It would probably have to be like a De'Aaron Fox, but nonetheless, Sean, my point is, and I don't know where Tatum would fit because I'd have to look like really closely. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But let's say hypothetically, right? Let's say hypothetically they trade the Lakers trade Reeves Connect picks for Tatum, and Tatum goes to the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's like, "Oh, look, the Lakers get the guy that they should have drafted, 6 years ago, whatever, blah blah blah." But he's playing behind Luka, LeBron. Let's say they don't trade for Giannis, they go after Tatum instead.
Mm-hmm.
Would I be okay with that? Personally, no. But would it work? Probably.
Well, they give him like a whole half a year to rest at that point. If you're saying he's playing behind other guys.
My point is that he would be the clear number 2 option on that team behind Luka.
Well, he probably would hate that.
But that's what I'm saying, and that's why I don't think it would work, and I wouldn't want to do it.
Teams I think would know. Maybe even Timberwolves would try to take on a Tatum.
But who you giving up on the Tims to get him?
As long as you're keeping Anthony Edwards,
right? If you find a way to keep Ant and then get Tatum, like that could work.
What are they dropping? Randall?
I mean, obviously you'd have to. I mean, starts there, I think, right? That would be the base price, like
Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert, Rudy COVID Gobert.
Rudy COVID Gobert. Well, and here go the Thunder, back up by 9. This is what happens with the Lakers. Like, they just can't get enough going to, and defensively they can't do enough to slow this team down. But if I'm the Celtics, Sean, I'm gonna do everything I can. You have to move one of the 2 Bs this offseason.
I think it's probably going to be Brown.
It's probably going to be Brown because I still think upside wise, and I think what I don't know though. I don't want Tatum as my number 1 guy. I would rather trade Tatum for like Giannis and get Giannis in Boston to be the clear cut number 1. There's no,
I still don't think they do it.
There's no question about it. And then JB's your 2, and then build around that because Brad Stevens has put some pretty incredible depth on that team. I mean, some of the players they've found and they've nailed, dude, they've done a really good job.
He does a good job nailing young prospects with high upside. Brett,
what is he? What was he? Leonardo DiCaprio?
Yeah, he
got him, coach.
He does a great job with knowing young talent and being able to be like, hey, this guy would fit in well. He's gonna project to do this role, and he can move people around pretty easily. But he just has a hard time of like His problem is the two superstars. The Jays are the problem.
Well, and not only that, but you also have what, $500 million tied up between the two of them.
Yes.
So
More than that.
Yeah, I think it's more than that. It's like 600 or 700 million between the two. But my point is, I'm not trying to build a team around Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum, as we've seen and as I've said for the last couple of years, is a number 2. He is a awesome number 2. If he could just accept that role, he never will. Or maybe not say never, but he won't right now. But eventually, I think it is going to come down that we are going to look back at Jason Tatum's career and we are going to say, man, if he had just played Robin to someone else,
$598 million between the two of them.
600. That's what I said, right? 600.
Yeah.
If he had just played Robin to someone else being Batman, then he would have probably won 3 or 4 titles. Now he's always going to have the one, but it was so fluky, and everybody knows it was a fluke. And looking back at it now, the fact that they haven't even been able to get close since, like, what are we really talking about now?
Yeah.
You didn't get close. You got close-ish last year, right? Who'd they lose to last year? God damn it. It was New York. They lost to the Knicks in 6. They got, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. How did I forget that when all the New York fans lost their mind? In the
right.
streets?
And it wasn't even like, New York won the first 2. They were up 2-1, 3-1. And then it was 3-2, and then New York closed it out in 6. So it wasn't even really a close. It wasn't like it was a close 6, like it was 2-2, and then New York just, won a couple squeakers. They did win. Game 1 was a squeaker. Game 2 was a squeaker. I guess they did win a couple of squeakers. And Boston blew them out. Then they won comfortably Game 3. Boston won comfortably 4, and then they blew them out in Game 6. That was the other thing. They blew them the fuck out in Game 6. I think that's when Tatum got hurt, right?
Yes. Was it 6
or was it end of Game 5? I think.
I think it was the end of Game 5, and the season was essentially over.
Yeah, it was Game 5. Had to have been, right? I'm not making that up. No, I thought it was Game 6 he went down. I cannot. My memory is shot when it comes to the NBA these days. What was it, Game 4?
I can't remember.
It might have been 4. Yeah, Tatum, Game 4, 39 minutes, 28. I don't think he played Game 5. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was Game 4. Yeah, he didn't play Game 5, so it was Game 4 he got hurt. And then Boston won. They rallied. They won Game 5 to force it back to 6, and then they got blown out. But they haven't been close since that year. My point. Like, I know Tatum got hurt last year. They maybe they get by the Knicks. I don't know. They weren't really, they weren't playing well against the Knicks.
No, I don't think they even do well last year.
So,
obviously,
even if they do get past the Knicks, who would they have run into at that point? I forget. I think it was fucking. Oh, right, the Pacers, a healthy Pacers team. And then, the Pacers ended up taking Oklahoma to 7. So that was a good team. I don't think they get by the Pacers, even regardless. So, anyhow, my point is this:
Pacers weren't good this year, though.
They win it in 04. They don't get close last year. They get even further away this year. They're getting further and further away from winning a title than they are getting closer. I just don't see how you keep Jason Tatum on this roster. If I'm Brad Stevens, I'm looking to sell Jason Tatum for everything I can get for him and maximize that return. Not because he's not a good player, but because it's not going to work in Boston for him.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to work anywhere for him until he decides to assume that role as the number 2.
I just don't see it.
He'd be the smoothest number 2 in the league.
We talked about how Jason Tatum reacted after the game, but we didn't get to touch on air yet about how Jaylen Brown acted after the game. Jaylen Brown after the game, addresses the podium, comes to the podium, talks about, the loss is saddening,
Mhm.
immediately talks shit about Joel Embiid and flopping, which to me, it's like, you can't say that. You lost the game. You can't immediately come out and criticize the winning team's player.
Yeah.
Well, I don't like the way you played. I think it's kind of bullshit how you play.
Although the Knicks did come out and bitch about the refs and everything else and flopping right after they got blown out in game 1, even though I think they went to the foul line like 40 times.
The Knicks did?
Sorry, the Sixers did against the Knicks. They bitched about the Knicks. Embiid did, and all of them. They bitched about it.
You can't say basketball is allowing that shit too much.
Yeah, there's.
It's a whole league of just whining bitch players.
Yep.
Every
Floppers.
team just bitches nonstop about the other teams. It's embarrassing. It's like nobody has the ball. It's like, you know what? Fight on the goddamn court. Allow it in like hockey where the guys go out there, like I said, the Kendrick Perkins rule. To let these guys just fucking beat the shit out of each other and just be like, all right, you two guys,
throw the gloves down.
5 minutes.
Yep.
You get benched now. And then Jaylen Brown the next day on his live Twitch stream said that personally for him, this was the greatest year in his career professionally. Which, a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, you legitimately cannot say that because you just won the championship.
I think that's an offensive foul.
I didn't see it. You just won the championship on the Celtics. How do you not say that's your greatest statistical year, in which you were also the MVP of the finals? But this year was your greatest year. I don't know. It just adds more fuel to the fire if those two do not get along. You know what I mean? I just think it's a bad look for the Celtics. Like when your star player is saying his best year is when your other player was out, regardless of him winning the NBA Finals MVP with that person on the team.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a bad look.
It's not a good look. And again, Sean, I never thought this whole situation was going to work out in Boston. The way they were constructing it, I never thought this was going to be the case. The fact that they did get that one title, again, was a total fluke in my eyes, and I think a lot of people's eyes. And I think the further we get away from that title, the more fluky it becomes, because you look back and you're like, oh, yeah, no, this team was not that good. And they just caught lightning in a bottle. And I know they had Drew Holiday and Al Horford for that run, which actually did make a pretty big difference. I bet they probably wish they had Drew Holiday and Al Horford right now, because they probably wouldn't be sitting at home. They'd probably be playing
that
right
was
now.
Al Horford's choice. Al Horford wanted to leave.
Yeah, well, I mean, 6-1. They could have done more to keep him. Yeah, make him not want to leave then. I don't know. Like, I mean, I get it. It's not always that easy, but the bottom line is this, Sean. The Celtics, as it stands right now, the Celtics are shot. This team will never win a championship as currently constructed again.
I don't think so either.
And it's going to take – they're going to have to move mountains. I do have faith in Brad Stevens as a GM, though. Low-key, I think Brad as a GM is going to fucking kill it. Already is, but I think he's going to continue to kill it, and I think he's going to find a way to maximize whatever it is that he can get.
What happened to Jared Vanderbilt on the Lakers?
What do you mean?
He suffered an injury 49 minutes ago, and it was gruesome because the whole Oklahoma City bench turned away and wouldn't look at it.
Oh no, I have no idea. That sucks. Vandy's a great defensive player.
Look! I'll check it out right here. Watch, you'll see it right here. Not the fucking seal. He gets hurt. The whole bench goes, ooh. They all turn around and look.
I wonder
away.
if his fingers point in a different way or something.
Fucking seal, get out of here, dude.
Let me see here.
I don't know. I was trying to see if I could see.
Oh, yeah, dislocated his right pinky.
That's it?
Yeah, he smashed it off the backboard going for a block.
Oh, probably bent the whole other direction.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pointing in a different direction, I'm sure. Dislocated pinky. Yeah, that sucks.
Oh, and it was Hartenstein.
He's expected to return, though.
Damn. Hartenstein.
I haven't even noticed if he's out or not yet.
Hartenstein for the OKC purposely put his leg out while Reeves was going up for a layup and tripped him.
Kicked him in the balls.
No, hit his knee.
Oh, dude, this Oklahoma team is dirty, dude. They're dirty. They flop. I mean, dude, you can't SGA can't shoot a jump shot without getting shot by a sniper. It seems.
I know.
It's so pathetic, dude.
He flops when making a pass.
Yeah. He literally just tried to flop when he turned the ball over a couple minutes ago. Like, he's just such a fucking bitch, dude. Like, it just pisses me off that this is allowed, like, that the NBA is allowing for this to happen.
And overly promoting it too.
Not even overly promoting it, but yes, they're promoting it and they're allowing it, and it's pathetic. It's ruining the sport of basketball. All right, 774-992-8702. Give us a call if you want to talk Celtics, Tatum, Brown.
We should have been flagrant on that one too.
We're kind of live watching the Lakers OKC game right now. It's an 8-point game with 1:46 to go in the third. Oklahoma's got the ball, 9 on the shot clock. Let's see. Oh, let's see SJ flop here. Oh, he didn't flop. Wow, he just took it in and just did what he's supposed to do. That's crazy.
Well, there was no one next to him. That would be crazy if he flopped on an open shot.
Oh, he like almost like tried to initiate some contact a little bit, Oh, that ain't gonna work. Oh, post up. Nope, that didn't work. This is reset. Now Marcus Smart is gonna yeet it. And it's no good. LeBron with the rebound. Okay. I know we're narrating it now.
But it's fine. Marcus Smart does everything I can't stand.
LeBron can still play bully ball with the best of them, though.
Marcus Smart was 3 men in front of him. He's like, I got this. It's like, fucking pass it.
I mean, it wasn't a bad look, actually. He did get himself pretty open and into a pretty good spot.
He always, I don't know. It's like, I've seen that movie so many times.
This is true. You have seen that movie a bunch. All right. What else did we got? We're doing NBA playoff talk. Who do you like out of this? I mean, obviously out of the West, Sean. I think it's going to be Oklahoma, San Antonio in the Western Conference Finals. I kind of already laid out why I don't think the Lakers are going to be able to win this series. Again, it's going to take like Herculean efforts out of Marcus Smart, LeBron, and Austin Reeves, like guys I just don't think that can do it, night in and night out against a team that's as good and deep as Oklahoma is, which pisses me off. But next year's another year. We'll be back. The Lakers are going to be back. The drought is going to be over in L.A. Real quick here. So get it while you can, ladies and gentlemen, because the Lakers are coming back.
It does feel like it is going to be Thunder and Spurs, and then it's going to be
Spurs,
Knicks.
Pistons, Knicks, I think, but that's a great throwback.
Yeah, Detroit, New York.
That's a great throwback series. And
you have to invite old school players to
honestly,
games.
I feel like the Knicks could fuck with Oklahoma, though. I think if we get an all orange and blue finals, only good things can happen.
They got to invite.
Maybe I'll channel my inner Mr. Cheezel, and he's like, I had a dream that I was inside of a deer, and I climbed out of it and into an Oklahoma City, New York Knicks, all orange and blue final, which maybe that'll make me increase my bet on the Broncos to win the Super Bowl from 100 to 500.
But you have Ben Simmons come out and have like a what do they call honorary player of the game wearing his he's jacked as fuck still. I know he's an older man, he has gray hair and everything like that, but he's still jacked out of his mind.
Oh, Ben Simmons?
Yeah.
Wait, you talking about Ben Simmons?
Not Ben Simmons. Fuck. Ben Simmons is the stupid scrawny bitch.
The player.
Hates. Yeah, no. Who is the guy?
You talking about the Boston radio personality guy?
I'm thinking of the former Pistons player who was like on the cover of everything like in their heyday.
Ben Wallace?
Ben Wallace. Thank you.
Oh, okay.
Ben Simmons. Fucking
I'm
shit.
like, big Ben Wallace. Yeah, Ben Wallace. He's a Pistons Ring of Famer. His number's in the rafters. He's the OG.
No, I'm saying have him come out like in a jersey.
They retired his number right after they won that 04 title just because of what he did to Shaquille O'Neal in that series. They were like, yeah, no, you win. You're awesome.
Well, he's a giant still.
Oh, yeah, he's Big Ben Wallace.
I know, but like guys after basketball sometimes just let themselves go and they're like, yeah, whatever. He's like, no, I'm gonna still keep working out. Damn.
12-point lead for the Thunder at the end of 3.
Watch, I'll jinx him. All of a sudden he comes out, he's all Ozempic. He weighs like 117 pounds.
He looks like Lizzo.
My God damn it.
Remember a couple of years ago when Lizzo was like 500 pounds? Everybody's like, she's beautiful. And then she hopped on the Zemp, and now she's all skinny, and they're like, this is what pure woman looks like.
South Park changed her. She literally said it. She said she watched that South Park episode, and she was like, what the fuck, South Park? She goes, I thought we were cool. And those guys were like, no, who said that?
Like, what gave you that idea?
And then she was like, after that, she was like, I lost the weight naturally. Plus Ozempic. But I lost the weight naturally.
Yeah, she did what Jared did. She got AIDS.
Yes.
Yeah.
But then she was like, overly, she was like, I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. This is wonderful. My life is better. I can get up. I'm not out of breath. She was saying like the funniest shit. Like almost like I must have she goes, the fat must have got to my brain, y'all.
Like,
I got what I'm
like she
talking about.
realized that like being like severely morbidly obese wasn't the best way to live. Like,
But then every once
I
in a
carry
while,
around, like, I walk around at like 315, most days, and I'm like, I'm at the point in my life where like my window for lifting heavy is getting smaller.
Yeah. God bless you, because that
And
sounds horrible to me.
I'm gonna keep trying until I can't.
Right.
And I'm gonna keep doing it until I can't. But once I can't, like, dude, I'm looking forward to getting down to like 265. You know what I mean? Like, just shedding a lot of this like extra that I have and just getting leaner, and just stopping being like the incredible bulk 365 days a year.
Yep.
Because it's gonna be nice. Like, my knees are gonna be happier, my hips, I'll be able to like move up and down stairs, quicklier, and climb ladders and do fun things that all these little kids do, But until then, I'm just gonna stay rugged, stay thick. Cause
I give you all the credit in the world to keep lifting as heavy as you do, because that sounds like a fucking nightmare to me at this point.
This time, my goal for this time next year is 600 on the bench.
Yeah, my shoulders, my elbows,
My shoulders,
everything would be gone.
knock on wood, the one thing that haven't betrayed me yet.
Yep.
I think I did 225. I shoulder pressed 225 for 15 the other day. I did 15, 10,
Get
8,
the fuck out of here.
3 sets. So I'm not pushing. Like, I just did 225.
Yeah.
But that's, I'm just getting to a point now where like I'm trying to lift, like trying to
I'd be amazed if I
maintain.
could do 130.
I got to figure out what's going on, because like I got this pinky thing where like my pinky doesn't move, it doesn't work.
You have
So my ulnar nerve is all fucked up.
you sure it's like a hammer finger and you just like broke it by accident one time?
No, I can't feel this one or my ring finger. Like, I can't feel these two fingers.
And that's a sensitivity, like muscle nerve.
But when I
issue?
go like this,
Yeah.
I can feel the tingliness in them, and I'm like, ooh. No, it's my ulnar nerve. I gotta message my doctor tomorrow.
It's not like tennis, like a type of
Golfer's elbow is what this one's
Golfer's,
considered.
okay.
Tennis elbow's on the like inside. This is on the outside.
Yes,
My
it's-
ulnar nerve that runs through your elbow, it's out of the channel, and something's compressing it, and it's making my pinky go dead. Which is fine, but like this part of my hand is starting to like atrophy because the muscle doesn't work in there anymore. And it like, so when I bench, like I put the like everything on this pad,
Yeah.
and it like really it like kind of hurts. So that kind of sucks. But I'm working through it,
That's shitty.
There's way worse
So
things.
what is that? Physical therapy they're gonna have you do first?
I already did physical therapy for the last 6 weeks.
Oh, okay.
And it helped a little bit, but not a lot. So now I'm going to go see another specialist that specializes in this exact type of thing. And if that doesn't work, then surgery becomes the next thing. But
then
I don't really want to do surgery, because then that means I got to be out of the gym for a couple of weeks, to let it heal and recover. And I ain't about that life, dog.
Yeah.
I like lifting heavy and moving weight. I move more weight than El Chapo most days. So, but I just, my goal for this time next year, hopefully, hit 600 on the bench, put myself in a truly elite category.
You hit 600 on a bench. You have to record and document that.
Oh, of course I will.
That's one of the few things many humans cannot do.
No, I think there's a very little, like, which sucks because like we talked about this when I hit 500 a couple years ago, a year and a half ago. My Instagram feed is filled with people, it seems, that can bench 600 pounds.
Yeah, seems.
You know what I mean? But then again, that's like what? Maybe 10, 15 people that I personally follow that are professionals.
The top 0.01%.
I think overall, in the country last year, I think there was less than 250 or 500 people that benched 600.
That's fucking crazy.
I'm sorry. I think it was 125 that did 600.
That's crazy.
I can tell you right now because I actually have a little.
That statistically have like done it on record. That's the thing.
Yes. That was in all like in all across all federations in sanctioned meets. I mean, let me see if I can find it real quick because it is an alarmingly small number of people. I mean, not alarmingly, but it is a shockingly small number. But again, that's why I feel like if I can accomplish that, that puts me in a pretty elite category.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that would be. I think I could be at that point. I could be satisfied to say, to say you've benched 500 is one thing. Most people I know, listen. I've been lifting for 20 years, and I've still never seen. I'm still the only person I've ever seen do it. Obviously, I know it's been done plenty of times. Plenty of people do it, but I've never seen it done. I'm still the only person I've ever seen do it. But that being said, I don't remember where I have that. I'm not going to waste time looking for it right now. But
You're okay.
I'll find it. I'll send it to you. I'll send you the numbers later. But I want to say it was like less than like 600 and up. I think it was like 250 people or less.
Mm-hmm.
So when you think about that, like, and that's among just gym, like people who are competing,
Right.
not your everyday people. Like that's where it gets a little bit dicier. Is when you break it down, like in terms of like when you break down like the total population, whatever 8 billion people on Earth, like how many can actually bench 315? Not a lot.
Not a lot. And 315 is no fucking easy feat. I mean, you did it a long fucking time ago. But for me to even hit 300, it took years. And I mean, but that became
It
like
took me a while.
It became like a mental thing. Like I get to 275 and then I'd be like, that's my fucking max forever.
I still remember the first time I did 315.
Why? Could you believe it though? It felt like I feel like the first time I was a bitch. I did 305. I even put the cookies on to make sure it was over 300.
Mm-hmm.
So I put the cookies on just to make sure I get 305. I did one and I was like done. Like that's it. I did the one. Like I'm going back down.
No, it was in the middle of my set. I was lifting my boy Mello.
Yeah.
See Mello, and we were lifting, and he had put 315 on, and he had done it. And I went to take the 45 on to put 275 on because that's what I was doing. He's like, no, leave that. And I'm like, I can't do this. And he's like, I didn't ask you if you think you can do it. I said, fucking do it. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, get ready to fucking deadlift this shit off my chest, though, because I ain't fucking doing 315. Like, I didn't think in my head, I'm like, no fucking way. And I got underneath it. I got my grip. I came down, and all of a sudden, I just fucking, dude, it rocketed off my chest. And I was just like, oh. And he was just, and I racked it. And he's like, why'd you stop? And I'm like,
I don't know.
I just did. I didn't even think I was going to get it for one, let alone like
me
more.
Me too.
And he goes, exactly. He goes, don't ever fucking doubt me again. And from that point on, it was just like, yeah, that's it. And then I did it, and I still remember the time I did it. The first time I did 405, 425, 465, 475, and then obviously 500. But I'm looking forward to, like, I just can't wait to get this injury, like, out of the way and figure out what, like, because if it's going to take surgery, I want to get it now.
Okay.
Like, I just want to get it done. That way I can get it done and over with.
Too. It's a small procedure.
Everybody I've talked to says it's pretty, like, dude, it's routine. It's a couple weeks recovery, and you're back to 100%.
Yeah. And
I'm like, good. But I just, you know how surgeries go, dude. Anytime you open yourself up and you cut into shit, there is a percentage, albeit a small one.
Yes, that you don't know.
Something could go wrong or doesn't heal properly or it doesn't work and you end up worse off than you were. Now, at this point, I haven't been able to feel this pinky since, I don't know, September. Late August, early September. I woke up, you wake up and you're like, oh, I slept on it wrong. Like, oh, that sucks. And then the mobility started going away like probably like January. Yeah. And that's when like I can do this, like, yeah, throw up horns. And I try to do it with this one. That's all it does. Like that's me like trying super fucking hard to get it and it won't.
I don't like that at all.
Yeah. So it's super fucking annoying. But I'm hoping I can get the surgery and just get it done quickly and get it out of the way. That way I can get back to doing what I'm going to do.
2 weeks is probably what it's going to be. Most of the time they're going to tell you, like, just, yeah, take it fucking easy. Like, don't go immediately try to, like, break records again.
No, of course not.
Is that smart?
No, that was Rui.
Okay. LeBron goes over and I was like, what are you bitching about?
LeBron's checking on his boy Caruso, bro. He's the great white hope. You know what I mean? Yeah, see, this is what happens.
I didn't even know Caruso was on the OKC.
Yeah, it's midseason trade.
Oh, that was a big elbow in the mouth. Oh shit, that was an accident though.
Yeah. But this is what happens to Oklahoma. Now Oklahoma's up 15 with 10 to go. Like, this is what they do. They just start. The Lakers can't quite keep step with them. They're just, even with Luka. I mean, with Luka, who knows? I mean, if we have a healthy Luka, I feel a lot better about this series.
You can keep up defensively to a degree, but that's the thing. Even with Luka, Luka's not a big defensive guy though.
I gotta say though, his defensive numbers this year were fucking awesome. Like, they weren't like, all NBA defensive team good.
Right.
Let's not get ridiculous, but they weren't nearly as bad as people made them out to be.
Hit himself in the nose.
I like it.
Okay.
Little hype, little bit of self-hype there. Real quick, Sean, because we don't have much. There's not much going on with the Diana Rossini, Vrabel talk.
What's his name from?
I think that they're going
to
they're going to sue the couple that sold the pictures of them.
Yeah, someone
because there was I guess the statue of whatever says that there's like an expected private, expected. There's a level of expectation of privacy, when you're at a resort like that, and it's not public property, so you actually have an expectation of privacy, so they can sue whoever took those pictures. But did you hear Diana Rossini? Like, all the shit that's coming out, people are digging up of her now. Where she's like,
I've been here in a bit.
Like, couple, I don't remember how long ago it was, but she was like, yeah, she's like, I was in Miami. She's like, I was doing shit I didn't even tell my husband about.
Yes.
Like, I was living like it was my last night on earth and blah, blah, blah. And you're like, bro, this bitch is for the streets.
What about the night they have the picture of Vrabel kissing her at the bar from when he was in the Titans, and they found a tweet from her the next day that says, last night was incredible. I'm not going to walk straight for a week. And it was like, what the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Yeah.
It's like if you're her husband, I know you own Shake Shack or you're one of the owners of Shake Shack, but you're still like, this is a horrible look for me and my family and the kids.
But like, honestly, I mean,
and my son Mike Vrabel Jr. Look, he's gonna be hating this.
But at the same time, though, Sean, like, shame on him for like what did you not get to know this woman before you wifed her up?
It does not seem like he did.
No, it just seems like he wanted like a trophy wife that was kind of famous, but she's so mid. Like, I mean, in terms of like, so my wife and I got not a fight, but it was like a funny fight. But my wife was like, I was like, yeah, I'm like, she's mid. I'm like, she's she's hot, but she's not cheating on my wife hot.
She's not
and my wife
get a load of these cannons. Hot.
Yeah. Bet your fish-headed Asian wife doesn't have these cannons.
Fucking lost my mind.
Oh,
I hope and pray that is recorded somewhere and it is true. It seems like it's all going to be bullshit, though.
So I guess he refiled the lawsuit. We'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
But my wife looks at me and she goes, "Why?" She goes, "Why? Who in that industry is cheat on your wife?" And before she could even finish the sentence, I was like, "Aaron Andrews."
You know what? I said the wrong last time I was like Aaron Brockovich.
Yeah, Aaron Andrews.
That's that Julia
and
Roberts.
I was like, whoa. She's like, you answered that way too fucking quick. And I was like, what? I'm like, it's Aaron Andrews, dude. Like, if she told me to fucking punch you in the mouth on Christmas morning, I would. In front of the kids.
Damn.
And she's like, you're a fucking asshole. And I was like, what? Like, if Channing Tatum didn't tell you to do the same, you wouldn't? She's like, no. And I'm like, that's a lie. And she's like, maybe. It wasn't a fight. Like, it was just funny. But my point is, like, it sounds like he didn't even get to know this broad.
No.
Or like, know what she was about. Or at least, like, if he did, then, like, you kind of had to know, like, this is what she was about, right? That she was just going to sleep around for clout and try to, get stories based on just opening up her legs. Like, I don't know. I mean, that girl got fired, that one female reporter that got fired for calling it out the way it was.
Yeah.
And she was like, she's like, I don't regret anything I said. You can fire me all you want. That's fine. I stand by everything I said. And you're like, damn. Like, okay. Real quick, before we get out of here, let's talk about this JP Morgan thing. Because if you haven't seen this JP Morgan senior executive lawsuit thing,
caught me out of nowhere.
Go look it up. I cried laughing when I read this last week.
Oh my! Last week? It was a few days ago.
No, it was middle of last week.
Wasn't it Friday afternoon?
I was like, it was like Wednesday, Thursday.
Oh,
I think it was like Wednesday night. I started seeing So Wednesday night, I think was the first time I saw a tweet about a senior executive at J.P. Morgan was being there was a female senior executive was indicted, was being brought up in a lawsuit by a junior member of J.P. Morgan. And then the quotes out of it were just fucking hilarious because it sounded like, to me, the guy who was trying to claim, because he got fired, and then he tried to claim that the female senior executive made him his sex slave, her sex slave. And she would call him like her little brown boy and all this other stuff and demean him. And she was like, oh, yeah, I want you to suck on, like, he was like, yeah, I was forced to suck on her toes during a Zoom meeting. And then she sat on my face. And I'm like, this sounds like the best day of fucking work ever. And if you look at the senior executive, she's pretty fucking hot.
You got one picture, though, and I was like, I'm trying to find, there's more pictures.
There's more. There will be more. But, like, listen, I'm not saying she's like, I'm not going, like, she's not 10. Probably a solid 8.5, though. If that picture is real, she's thick in all the right spots. I mean, she's a smoke show, dude. And this guy's like, oh, yeah, she made me suck her toes and sat on my face. And then the best one was when he claimed that she was, like, fondling her breasts. And she said, I bet your fish-headed Asian wife doesn't have these cannons. And that's when I knew it was all fake. And I was like, there's no fucking way. Because it sounded like basically a 15-year-old was trying to write a story for porn, like a script for Pornhub.
Yes.
And you're like, this shit ain't adding up, bro.
And he had watched 3 porns before making this script.
Yeah, he had watched 3 porn movies and then ran them through ChatGPT and said, make me a script. And that's what he came up with. But, so initially everything got, like, everybody laughed at, and the best fucking part of this whole story is, though, Sean, J.P. Morgan had 500,000 job applications the next day.
Yeah, it was something stupid and insane.
People flooded J.P. Morgan with 500,000 job applications because they were like, hold up. I'm sorry, but you want me to suck this bitch's toes and then she sits on my face like during her lunch break? Like, oh no, the humanity.
In June, on June 9th, 2025, John Doe says he received a voicemail from someone claiming to be a manager at J.P. Morgan Chase, telling him he wasn't welcome because of his skin color, adding, people don't want you or your kind here. Quote, unquote, I bet your little Asian fishhead wife doesn't have these cannons. That was from John Doe on the official report. You are correct, which I did not know. He refiled yesterday afternoon, the John Doe.
Yes.
With witness testimony.
Yes, and apparently more evidence.
All right, some of the evidence is out of control. Saying one of the people on evidence states that he was sleeping on John Doe's couch when Hajini, I don't know how to say her name, busted in, stripped naked, lit a cigarette, and said, "Get in here, we're having a threesome." All right, this is kind of out of control. Either this woman is, like, coked out.
Awesome.
You know what I mean? Like, this seems, like, wildly out of, like, control.
Dude, listen, if my hot boss ever bursts into me sleeping on her couch and
kick
says,
the door in.
Kick the door and says, get in here, we're having a threesome, I'll be like, well, I've seen this movie before. At that point, as a man, you're like, you're sitting there and you're like, I've been practicing for this my whole life. Like, thank you, Brazzers. You have prepared me for this moment since I was like old enough. When I had the Spice Channel when I was a kid, I've been waiting for this moment. I have been praying for this moment.
I'm going to LinkedIn right now.
I think she probably deleted it. I mean,
we're gonna find out.
Took it down for now, right? But I mean, can you imagine? Like, she's not an unattractive woman by any stretch of the imagination, and then she bursts in and is like, shut up and sit down. I'm gonna sit on your face, and you're like, okay, yes, boss, whatever you say. You're sitting there like, oh, yes, chef.
No results found. Okay.
Yeah, no, I don't think so. I don't think you're gonna get anything. But this story has been fucking hilarious. I've been dying laughing about this story for fucking weeks. Well, days. For almost a week now. It is one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my entire life. I hope it's all true, in a way, because even if it is true, right? and this guy's lawsuit and everything he's alleging is real, can you imagine all the people being like, you fucking pussy? Like, how did you get fired from this job? Your boss was literally making you her sex slave, and you managed to get fired. That's impossible. I don't even know how that. I don't even understand that.
Oh my God, she's younger than us.
How old is she? 36?
36.
So you have a 36-year-old hottie who wants you to suck her toes and sit on her face. I mean, I think I would probably.
No, that was more than that.
I think I would probably draw the line if like she broke out a strap on and was like, "I'm going to peg you." I'd be like, let me peg you or you're fired.
She's 5'7".
Okay, she's kind of not short, but not tall.
Her net worth is $3.8 million.
All right, not bad.
Her base salary is $275,000 with incentives.
Destry, to answer your question, Tatum. Tatum is the softest player maybe of all time. We went over it heavy during the beginning of the show. I don't know if you missed it or not, but I laid into Jason Tatum about as hard as you will ever be able to lay into somebody, because he is a straight up little bitch.
Damn.
Yeah. See here, this is what happens with the Thunder. The Lakers start having a heave up desperation shit. Thunder just keep putting.
They're up 20 now.
Yeah, they're up 19, but about to be 21 probably or more. But this is what happens with the Lakers and the Thunder this year: is the game seems like it's going to be fairly close for a little bit, and then the Thunders end up pulling away. Like I said, they need Luka to have a puncher's chance in this.
Listen, I don't know about this background. Obviously, someone's photoshopped this background pretty poorly for a joke, but
that's the real picture of her from.
That is a real picture of her.
That's the picture of her from the J.P. Morgan or for some photo shoot or something that she did. Yeah, I'm telling you, dude, she's a fucking smoke show, bro.
Sorry, I was trying to say anything else that was filed yesterday afternoon. God damn, that's hilarious. It's not hilarious. I take it back.
Oh no, it's absolutely fucking hilarious. This whole thing is funny. Because either one of two things is happening. Either this is completely made up, and this guy is like using Chat GPT to basically bullshit a fake sexual assault allegations, or this was actually happening, and he's just a little pussy. I mean, like either way, it's lose-lose for this guy. Like he might win the lawsuit, but he's going to lose in the court of public opinion.
God damn.
I mean, what else can you say, right?
I guess nothing.
No.
Fucking shit.
Anything else before we? Yeah, I think we could probably just leave it there.
Red Sox got into a fight because the guy that was on the Texans. I'm sorry, the Houston. The
Astros.
Astros plays for whatever it is now, and just he gave up 2 home runs in a row, so he just naturally hits Trevor Story like right at the bottom of the neck, right in the middle of the back. For no reason, just because.
Oh yeah, we forgot. Thank you, Des. We forgot to talk about the Steffon Diggs thing.
Oh my God! Yeah, that ended today. That was 2 hours ago.
I was watching breaking news. I was actually sitting at Faye's having a Guinness with my dad when the breaking news came up that he was found not guilty.
All right, now I think someone signs him for real.
And I just want to remind people that not guilty doesn't mean innocent. They didn't do it. It just means that they couldn't find him guilty of anything that she was claiming.
Here's the thing. One. He definitely was sleeping with her, and
100%.
He definitely talked down to her. I do not think he hit her at all because the defense had actual video from an hour after her alleged assault of her in her house dancing up a storm, like grinding her ass against the doorway.
I think she was. I think she was just looking for a paycheck.
She was,
obviously.
And then today in the courtroom when she was on stand, the judge had to intervene and literally tell her, "You are only allowed to say yes or no when being asked questions." And the judge was like, "You cannot interject your own narrative into these answers."
Right.
Because every time the defense would be like, "Is it true that your attorney reached out early this morning and asked for a $5.5 million out-of-court settlement before today's court proceedings?" And she was like, all I know is Steffon Diggs offered me $100,000 via text message, and it was just like, and you just hear his judge just go sidebar, sidebar, judge sidebar,
Yeah.
sidebar, Your Honor, and it was just like they had to keep going to sidebar to be like, you have to strike
Yeah,
that. You have to
she
strike
did
that.
herself no favors on the stand.
And the jury was just like, this
And
is
not for
a
nothing,
joke.
but like, you know what? Hey, man, a win for the guys. Anytime one of these cases goes to court, like you always have this like kind of apprehensive, like this bitch is a cleat chaser.
No.
She's just in it for a paycheck that he probably didn't do anything. He probably did some fucked up shit. I don't know if he's like Antonio Brown fucked up, but like he probably did some scummy shit.
Probably.
But by the same,
he was sleeping with her while he was sleeping with Cardi B, and he was sleeping with those chicks on the boat.
well, no, Cardi B was already pregnant when he was banging all those bitches, you know. But like, obviously, like he's what, 33 years old, 31 years old.
35. Isn't it like his fifth kid or something?
Oh, he's
like
what,
that?
93. So he's 33 years old. And
He's an old man wide receiver.
yeah, but he's a young. He's 33 and a multi-millionaire. You're damn right he's gonna be banging tons of different broads. Like what the fuck? Like, and what do you think? Cardi B is some like? What do you think? She's. Yeah, come on, bro. Honestly, what are we?
No,
even
I'm
talking
not. I'm
about?
not saying anything good about Cardi B. Trust
No,
me.
there's nothing to say about her other than Skeeza. I mean, but he put a baby in her, so
Yeah, that and
Also
isn't that
kinda-
like isn't that her fourth child?
I have no idea. I don't know enough about Cardi B to make that comment.
Yeah, it's something. It's something.
Make that
obscene.
guess, I should say.
I think
But
she's up there in children as well. That's fucking crazy.
but yeah, I think he obviously he's definitely going to get signed now. He's obviously going to avoid any kind of
Watch him go to Philadelphia.
I think he avoids any type of discipline from the league. Philly would be I mean, you get rid of AJ Brown, swap AJ Brown with Steffon Diggs.
They just throw everybody they have.
I
into
think
wide
it's
receivers.
but I think that makes sense for both sides though. You know,
Yes.
Philly gets somebody that's not AJ Brown, who's not disgruntled, and the Patriots get. I don't know. I think the Patriots are getting kind of a clown show in AJ Brown. Good luck with that, but because the thing is with Brown is the second that he becomes annoyed that he's not getting thrown the ball or whatever, it's just going to be a problem. Diggs to KC, I could see that if they had on a team friendly deal.
Oh my God, Diggs to KC for sure too. If they would want him, I can't picture Reed wanting.
I don't know.
Steffon
Yeah, I don't
Diggs.
know if they would care to have him at this point with all the baggage, with all the problems they've had with wide receivers already on their roster. I don't know if that they want to bring in a guy with Diggs's baggage.
Speaking of KC, Travis Kelce dressing like a woman. Not a fan of that,
I mean, it's
kn-
Travis Kelce, dude. He's just trolling people.
dude. I know it was the Met Gala and everything like that. It just
the
like,
Met Gala is just such a fucking joke, anyhow.
but it was just like I don't know. That shit is just embarrassing. I don't even know why he would agree with that. Just go like a normal person. Can't you just go and wear like all spikes or some shit like other weird men, like, or wear like lip gloss or like whatever instead of dressing like in like a dress and like high heel boots? I don't know.
I mean, could they do that? Yes, but that's not what the Met Gala is for. The Met Gala is there to show your inner weirdo.
Didn't the one that's dating Timothy Chalamet there cut out the nipples of her dress, which I thought was like very like what was that movie? Mean Girls.
Yeah,
She cut the nipples out, I think, and just the nipples are poking out, and I was like, whoa, that's different.
I mean,
Everything else is covered. The nipples are cut out though.
did she? You know what would have been cool is if she had the nipples poking out, but they were pierced, and then she put like the barbells in outside, like over the dress,
I don't think she has pierced
like to
nipples,
hold it in place. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
That'd
yeah.
have been cool.
I don't think she has pierced nipples.
Could have been
though.
painful though, because like all of a sudden, like it gets caught on a chair or something, and like your whole nip gets ripped.
Ah,
Like, oh, my titties. You know, that would suck. But yeah, the Diggs thing was we did fail to mention that earlier. We forgot about that.
I mean, it wasn't really like news
But I
until.
didn't think it was gonna be. I honestly didn't think that anything was gonna come of it anyway. So when it was like breaking news on Channel 5 earlier today, I'm like, why? Like, who cares? Like,
Yeah, he's not a Patriot.
I was saying
he's a free agent.
he's technically not a Patriot, and what the fuck? Like, I don't give a shit. Like, yeah, he shouldn't have been found guilty of anything. There was nothing to find him guilty of. So, I don't know. It's one of those bullshit court cases that got dragged out, and you know, we all had to sit there and fucking wait with bated breath. And you know, what do they say? The process is the punishment.
Yep.
But yeah, so this game's over. That sucks.
It's one game.
Yeah, but it's still another, what's probably going to be a 20-point loss here for the Lakers. And it's just continuing on a trend of what has happened between these two teams throughout the regular season. The Lakers desperately need Luka back.
Yeah.
But they've got to find a way to steal one in OKC. So they got to get one. They have to win game 2 or the series is over.
Maybe Luka comes back. Who knows? Maybe he surprises everybody, jumps back in game 2.
I don't know if that's even possible.
No.
To be honest, I don't know. Not according to everything I've read. I don't think that's going to be the case. But hey, it is what it is, Sean. NASCAR was great. Texas was awesome. If you missed it, that's too bad. Watkins Glen this week, road course. Fun, very fun road course. Bet Shane Van Gisbergen.
Where's that, Texas?
Texas is in Texas, yes.
No.
Texas Motor Speedway is in Texas,
No,
yeah.
the course you just named.
Watkins Glen, New York.
Okay, that's what I was naming.
Upstate New York. They'll be there for that, and then we've got no F1 until Memorial Day weekend. Where they used to go to Monaco and had the Monaco GP, which was awesome, and Memorial Day used to be the greatest day of all for all year for auto racing, because you had Monaco at 7 a.m., the Indy 500 at noon, and then the Coke 600 at like 5-6 o'clock. And it was 3 crown jewels all on the same day, and it was the best day of racing ever. And then Formula One went and fucking ruined everything. And they made the Canadian GP on Memorial Day weekend, which now will run head-to-head with the Indy 500. So I will watch absolutely 0 laps of the Formula One race on that day. And then the following week is Monaco, because they wanted to facilitate it with the North American schedule, because they come over from Miami and Brazil and all that. They work their way up from Brazil and then do Miami. And then they were like, well, it would make more sense to go to Canada, then go all the way to France, then all the way back to Canada. And it's like, who cares? Y'all are fucking multi-billion-dollar fucking teams. Like,
yeah.
Who gives a shit? Why are you fucking up my goddamn fucking Memorial Day weekend? But whatevs. It is what it is. But I'll put my bets up. I don't think I put bets up. I had a golf tournament on Sunday. I actually didn't get my bets in until like 3:30, like right before the green flag dropped, because I kind of forgot about it. I had plans on Saturday and then
golf tournament
Sunday, and I was just like, oh fuck! I was like, I forgot to bet. I was this close to taking Chase Elliott, but I was like, nah, no way he wins that race 2 years in a row. And he did. Fuck, I'm such an asshole.
See, what I've learned from you is only bet big name guys. Never bet the underdogs.
Well, you got to bet the the underdog guys at Daytona, Talladega, Atlanta. That's where you bet those guys. Or even Watkins Glen, because road tracks can be a bit tricky. But like Shane Van Gisbergen is probably going to be like minus 135 to win this race. So there's no way in hell I'm taking him. Like, because he's too expensive. I don't win anything if you know what I mean? I'd have to bet an insane amount of money to get anything out of it. And even if he does win, it's going to be I have to bet a crazy amount of money to get a small win out of him. And it's NASCAR. It's not a foregone conclusion. Like, one flat tire, one bad wreck, like somebody clips him. There's too many variables to bet those odds. Like Formula One, you can bet those odds, because once they pretty much make it through turn 1 on the first lap,
yeah,
everybody just kind of falls in and that's it. You know what I mean? They're going to finish, pit strategy might come into play, whatever, this, that, and the other thing. But F1 is like, you can bet, the guy whoever the favorite is to win. For years it was Max Verstappen. And if you bet Max to win, you had a great chance of winning. But yeah, you were getting him at,
Didn't
like
he retire? Or is he
No, he's the one
retire?
that's rumored to be
Yeah.
potentially leaving if they don't fix whatever their this bullshit is with these hybrid units that they have and all this other shit. But that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day, because I don't know that the FIA is actually going to do anything about that. My prediction right now is if Max Verstappen doesn't retire from F1, he's going to be driving for Mercedes next year, but we'll see. But Watkins Glen, SVG, obviously is going to be the odds-on favorite next week. I'm not taking him because his odds are going to be way too, like I said, they're going to be like minus 135. It's just not
And not to cut off like the betting, but could Max Verstappen leave F1 and do NASCAR? I get it's completely different vehicles. But like, would NASCAR be able to be like, "Yo, come here, we'll pay you X amount"?
Yes, no, they wouldn't pay him to come there. He could go there on his own, and he could find a team in a ride and somebody that was willing to put him in it. But he doesn't race ovals. Ovals and like what Max Verstappen does right now that he's so great at does not translate to ovals. It's the same thing with like Shane Van Gisbergen, right?
Yeah.
SVG is a supercar champion from Australia, I'm sorry, from New Zealand, and he races in New Zealand and Australia, and they race V8s, they race Mustangs and shit like that down there on road courses pretty much exclusively.
Yep.
So when he comes to the U.S. and they go to road courses, he dominates because that's what he's used to doing, throwing V8s, 3,600-pound V8s around road courses. He's excellent at it. NASCAR drivers don't have enough time to practice running road courses in order to make up for a lifetime of experience that SVG has. So SVG is always going to be the guy to beat on road courses.
Okay. I understand that.
Because he's been doing it his whole life. That's what there's a reason why he's getting better at ovals, but he's still not good. Especially some of the more technical ones and short tracks and things like that. Which is it's a totally different animal. It's like saying because you can race Formula 1, you can hop in a dragster and drag race.
Yeah.
Or because you race a drag, you're an excellent drag racer, you can hop in a NASCAR or in a Formula 1 car. Yeah, they're both motorsports, but they're not the same.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? It's so different.
Gotcha.
It's
okay.
so different. So could Verstappen be competitive? Maybe, but the most competitive Formula 1 driver that we saw try to make that switch was Juan Pablo Montoya years ago. And
didn't do it?
Nah. I think he won like 3 races, something like that.
Better than I would have thought.
He didn't do bad, but he committed to NASCAR for years before he really won anything. So it takes time. In order to go from road courses to ovals, or vice versa, whatever, like, it's just super fucking hard, dude.
Damn.
It's not the same. It's like saying, like, IndyCar drivers are, like, even though Indy cars look similar to Formula 1 cars, they're not the same. Like, you can't just hop in an Indy car because you're a Formula 1 driver or Indy car because you're a Formula 1 driver, vice versa, and be successful. Like, Max Verstappen could not hop in an Indy car tomorrow and go win the Indy 500 at the end of the month. It just wouldn't happen.
Okay.
Because it's just totally different.
That I know. I understand the car is different and the style is different, but I also like when you explain like the tracks and getting used to different things and understanding, like, that makes more sense to me. But I just assume like F1 is more difficult, so I figured it would be like an easier transition. But you're like, sure, I understand that, but it's still more difficult because those drivers who've been driving on that type of track have so much more experience than you just coming over. You're not going to have enough time to catch up to them and learn.
Right, and you're not going to know, like, if you come from F1 to, like, Cup to NASCAR, like, you don't know the first thing about what it's like what you have to do to save, to keep your tires, to save your tires or, save fuel or do things like that. Like, it's just
the small intricacies.
Yeah, and that's what separates the good from the great, and it like in every sport, it's. I'm trying to think of a more apt example that would be like easily relatable, but it's like soft tip and steel tip darts, right? Mm-hmm. Like, just because you're good at soft tip darts doesn't mean you're going to be excellent at steel tip, and vice versa. It's 2 totally different games.
Okay.
Yes, it's both throwing darts, but it's different. There's different strategies, intricacies, styles, so on and so forth. Right? It's different. So, no, to answer your question, like, no, Max Verstappen could not come to NASCAR next year and just be like, oh, I'm one of the top 10
I'm
guys.
dominant. Okay.
No, not even close. He would be bottom. He would probably be in the bottom, I'd say, 5 to 10 drivers.
Okay.
In NASCAR. Just the same way as if, like, somebody from NASCAR decided, like, I mean, outside of, like a guy like Kyle Larson, who drives everything and does everything, he could probably go to Formula 1, but he would run in the back of the pack for a full year or two before he, kind of caught up and got up to speed with, like, how the cars work. Because like I've showed you videos of Formula One guys, and you're like, it's like, dude, he's like playing PlayStation while he's driving the car.
Yeah.
You know, they're manipulating buttons and knobs and paddles and different things all throughout the car throughout the entire race. You don't do that in Cup car. In NASCAR, it's you got 5 gears and a fucking steering wheel.
Yeah.
Like you're lucky you don't even have ABS brakes. You know what I mean? Let alone
It is strange watching the guys like move stuff around. I'm like, what are they doing? Like, why is he constantly like touching stuff? Like, just don't touch anything.
you're adjusting brake bias, you're adjusting downforce, your roll bars, your front wing, your rear wing, your DRS. Like there's just so much stuff that goes on in a Formula One car.
I'd be dead.
Lap to lap. That's why it's so hard. And it didn't always used to be that way. It used to be it was an 1,100 pound, 1,100 horsepower machine that was trying to kill you from the moment you turned it on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you go back and watch like Ayrton Senna back in like the late 80s, early 90s, dog, it was a totally different game. That steering wheel didn't have, not only did it not have buttons on it, but you had a fucking shifter box right there.
Right.
Like you had to actually manually shift the car. Now it's all paddles and electronic and everything else. And don't get me wrong, technology is super cool, and I love all that shit. But you go back to like I said, late 80s, early 90s, when F1 was just raw, the raw power of these cars, and they were light and they were fucking nimble, and you could make them do whatever you wanted to do. But man, would they bite you in the dick as soon as you fucked up.
Damn.
And I mean, like, I'm not even talking like bite you in the dick. I mean, like, take your whole dick off. Like you fucked up a little bit. Yeah, bye, Lorena Bobbitt. See you later.
Oh my God, that name, Lorena Bobbitt.
So,
holy shit.
It was a different game back then, and it's obviously the technology now is a lot different, but it's a lot different style of racing. It's much less raw, but the driver input is still insane. Like the driver still has to know like where to hit this button, when to do it. Is it kind of fucking gay? Yeah, a little bit. I don't personally love it, but it is what it is.
But it makes them that much more advantageous than the next person who's going to do it. So I don't know.
Well, there's a reason why there's only 22 people in the world racing in F1.
Well, yeah, there's a reason I can appreciate it. So
and plenty of people are competing for those seats. Trust me, plenty. The talent pool is deep across because that's a worldwide sport.
That's crazy.
I mean, you have people running karts everywhere from on every continent. And trying to compete to get to F1, and it's super fucking hard. So, but then again, racing Cup is super fucking hard too. There's a reason why only certain guys are running in the top 10 every week, and competing for championships. But we got the Glen this week. Indy is at the Indianapolis Road Course, and then they are off until the Indy 500 on Memorial Day.
Which is 2 weeks away?
Yep.
3 weeks away?
And 25th or 24th.
24th is
the Sunday.
So 24th is a Sunday, yes.
Yep. So May 24th is the Sunday. So we've got what's today? The 5th. That's right. Cinco de Mayo. That's right. I did Taco Tuesday today.
Cinco de Mayo.
I made myself my wife myself and the wife a margarita.
Yeah.
But the way I make them.
Yeah.
And
super strong and
yeah, she was like, "Yeah, I can't drink this." And I was like, all right.
She's like, I'm gonna be blackout drunk in about 15 minutes.
Yes, because there are only 5 ingredients in a margarita.
1 is tequila.
Tequila. Cointreau.
More tequila.
Ice, kosher salt, lime juice.
They're gonna say tequila again. That's understand.
Nope,
Yeah.
that's it. It's the only ingredients. So if you're gonna make a proper margarita, but we'll leave it there. We should be back next Tuesday. I think we'll be back next Tuesday. I don't see why we wouldn't.
I don't have anything next Tuesday.
I don't see why we wouldn't. But we're gonna take one of these Tuesdays off in the next couple of weeks because I want to go play some trivia. But anyhow, thank you everybody for joining us. It has been an absolutely fantastic show. We will see you all next Tuesday, barring any unforeseen circumstances. And yeah, enjoy your week. I would say, enjoy the Celtics, but
nope.
That ain't gonna happen. So enjoy watching my Lakers lose, probably in 4. And then y'all can chime in next week and be like, oh, the Lakers lost. And I'm going to say, yeah, no shit, dumbass. I told you that was going to happen.
We'll see.
But, nonetheless, it is what it be. So, for Mr. Betancourt, I am Joey Fats. This has been another episode of Row 1, Seat 1 right here live on the one, the only, the New Bedford Guide. We appreciate y'all listening in. Make sure you like and share, and we'll check y'all next week. Peace.
Adios.
Right.